Hello, welcome to Moscow. Apologies for jumping straight into the action here, but the competition started perhaps a minute or two ahead of time. But you haven't missed a race, fear not. This is Youth B speed climbing final. Medals on the line tonight. And this, the first race in the round of 16 for the women. On the left there is Anna Kalanka of Italy. The only woman to go under 9 seconds in the qualifying round, and Yang Fangxi of China, her opponent. Now, having started perhaps a minute or two early, we now have a delay. Comic timing. I believe the climbers are being asked to leave the stage, which makes me assume that there is a problem with the timing.
Ready?
So apologies for that, we came on air, almost missed the first race, now it turns out we've got a slight delay. So while we wait, here's a quick look around Moscow. Okay, and now we're back on the wall. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Either way, we're underway, and Anna Kalanka on the left is taking on Yang Fangxi on the right of China. Kalanka, as I mentioned, the only way to go under 9 seconds in qualifying, and she made a big slip, and it could cost her big time. She ends up going through in time of 10:28, well outside her personal best, but enough to get through. Tighter than it could have been though. Either way, she's through. See there, Yang Fangxi too far off catch. If it wasn't for that big slip of her own at the top, she got there.
Come on, Callie! Go, Callie!
So up next, Callie Close of the USA. She's taking on Sofia Pomikalova. Close would be on the left, came through with a 10:71 to 10:74 for Pomikalova. And Close got a really good start. She opened up a good lead that she's just about hanging on to. She's got about half a body length lead. She'll need to stay clean if she wants to win this one though, and she stumbles right at the top. And Pomikalova takes it in 10.65. Callie Close had that one till pretty much the last couple of meters. Pomikalova who goes through, the Russian progressing at the time of 10.65, 9/10 of a second quicker than her qualifying time. Second American climber in a row now, Chiara Pelican-Hart, and she is closest to the camera, and Julia Lotz of Austria, her opponent. She'll be racing in the right-hand B lane. Pelican-Hart came through with a 10.15 from qualifying, 11.12 from Lotz. Clean start from both athletes. Pelican-Hart opened up an early lead, and a bit like in the race we've just seen, is hanging on to it through the midsection, but unlike the race we've just seen, she hangs on to it and she goes through. Quick time, 9.94. Fully 0.2 of a second quicker than her qualifying run, and she's through. Have another look. top section. Did what she needed to do. Just have a look if there was a stumble. Yep, nice work. She's through. Up next, Beatrice Colli of Italy. Yu Tong-sang of China, her opponent. You can see Yu Tong-sang just taking her place on the right-hand lane. As ever, this week in Moscow, you can get in touch on Twitter. Live tweet is hashtag IFSC YWCH. YWCH, not the normal WC that we have for World Cups. IFSC YWCH. So Colli on the left, Sang on the right, and Sang got the better of the two starts, but then had a big slip. Now Colli has a slip of her own. This is a case of last woman standing, and it's going to be very, very tight. Colli takes it by 600ths of a second. 11.49 sees her through. She will face Chiara Perkin, Hart of the US. It's a tight one. Both climbers making big errors in the lower section of the route, making it up in the second half. Ended up being very tight. Third US climber out, Emma Hunt. Quick time for her in the qualifiers, 9.55. Her opponent, Maria Tsitkina of Russia, 11.23 for her. So Hunt's almost 2 seconds quicker in the qualifying round than her opponent.
Ready?
Hunt, I think, got a marginally better start, but there wasn't much in it in the lower section. She's beginning to open up a bit of a lead the further the route progresses. So long as she can keep it clean, which she can, she'll go through with a quick time of 9.29, closing in on 9 seconds. Emma Hunt, and safely through to the round of 8. You can see there, it wasn't the cleanest run from Marina Tsitkina. A couple of quite big stumbles, just never quite got a momentum. Alice Jacquet of France, that is, closest to the camera, and her opponent Nora Chi, the 4th US climber out in this round of 16. They had a good day in the qualifiers. Pretty impressive performances. This one could, from what I saw in the qualifiers, prove to be reasonably tight. Jacquet qualified with a 10.46. It was 10.75 for Nora Chi. Jacquet made a very quick start, but she's certainly been quicker through the lower section of the route, and importantly, she's keeping it clean. Jacquet had a big slip. However, Jacquet's made up a lot of ground in the middle section, and she takes it in 10.98. Alice Jacquet, big slip low down. Just goes to prove the adage. Don't give up. It ain't over till it's over. You can see there, Nora Chi had a pretty decent lead. Jacquet just raw speed through that middle section. Takes it in a shade under 11 seconds. So you can see there closest to the camera, Jimin Jeong of Korea, Teresa Chibulkova of the Czech Republic, her opponent, on the left as we look at them. Chibulkova will be in the right-hand lane come the race. Jeong of Korea on the left there, about a second and a half, almost a second half on the dot, quicker than Chibulkova in the qualifiers. Jeong rocked back just before the lights were illuminated. Whatever she did, it seems to have paid off because she got a good start. She's climbing really neatly through the middle section, but then has a big stumble and another one, and just about takes it. 10.36 she goes through. Made heavy work of it though. She definitely looks like she's got some real speed if she can put a clean run together. Sofia Kozakova of Russia taking on Sofia Gladka of the Ukraine. And this one was tight, or should be tight I should say, according to the qualifying times, 0.4 of a second between them, with Sofia Kozakova taking the quicker time, 10:37 to 10:77 for Sofia Gladka. They line up now, Kozakova on the left and Gladka on the right. And Gladka got a good start, but Kozakova's got some real speed through the middle section. This one proving tight so far, but Gladka's got a small advantage. Can she hang on to it? We've seen a lot of stumbles right at the top of the race. We don't see one this time. She goes through 9.72, slightly slower than her opponent in the qualifying round. Finds a big step up, over a second in fact, once she gets to the round of 16. Next up we'll have the men. The speed final chugged along last night very quickly and efficiently. We had a couple of issues with the timer, which as we've already seen this evening is not an irregular occurrence, sadly. But we're underway. Evgeny Kuzin of Russia, there he is close to the camera. He was third in Innsbruck in the Youth World Championships in 2017. It was 7.33 quick time from him in the qualifiers. We had 3 men under 8 seconds in the qualifying round. He takes on Kentaro Maeda of Japan. And Maeda starting with the left hip in. Very rare you see that in speed climbing. Very unusual starting technique, and sadly it doesn't seem to be enough to catch Evgeny Kuzin. It is not. He goes through in a 7.69. Nice clean run from him. And know from watching him in the qualifiers early on, he's got more where that came from. Already took the Youth World Championship medal last year when he was in the younger half of the age category. Trying to make it a gold one this time around. Up next, Andrea Zappini of Italy takes on Ethan Freudenheim of the US. They were almost level in the qualifying round, only 100th of a second between them, but I think that big slip from Freudenheim could really cost him, and Zappini will take this one in 8 seconds flat. As I said, there was only 100 between them in qualifying, 119 to 119, really would be quick, 819 to 820. Zappini had the 100th of a second advantage. That time, his advantage a bit bigger. Big slip from Ethan Freudenheim costing him there. Alice Ensberger of the US next out, second US climber in that B lane. He's taking on Sang-hyun Cho of Korea. Quick start from Cho. He came through for the qualifiers an 8.04, but he's already had a big slip in this run. He's going to need to be quick if he wants to catch Ensberger, who is flying and takes it in 8.63, 400ths of a second quicker than his qualifying time, and he progresses to the round of 8. There you see it, 8.63, safely through. Isa Konushbayev of Kyrgyzstan, excuse me. One of 3 climbers tied on 8.17 in the qualifying round. We see the odd tie, but not many 3-way ties. Quite an unusual occurrence there, none of them racing each other. So unless they do later on, it shouldn't cause us any problems ranking-wise. Taking on Alec Gonzalez of the USA, who came through with an 8.55, and he slips in a big way on the lower section. Kanushbayev should have this one in the bag, and he does in 8.57. He's definitely got a lot more speed in the tank than that, but he's done enough. There you see it, almost over-jumped the buzzer. Probably could have shaved a couple of hundredths off there if he'd gone straight to it. But as it was almost a celebration leap to slap the buzzer. Cost him a tiny bit of time. Haram Jeon of Korea takes on Anthony Lessig of the US. Jeon came through with very quick time, 7.38, second quickest time for the qualifiers. Lessig came through with 8.77. Jeon on the left, Lessig on the right, and Jeon's opened up a good lead and looks super quick and explosive through that section. Takes it 7.15, very, very quick time from him, especially at this stage of the competition. We're used to seeing the times come down round by round. 7.15 at this stage, a real statement of intent from the Korean. He's safely through. Comfortably the quickest time we've seen anyone post today. Evgeny Kuzin, the only other climber under 8. Honourable mention for Andrea Zappini, 8 flat. So Ukraine against Russia. Maxim Yakovlev of Ukraine, Vladimir Zakharov of Russia on the right.
Ready?
And it was a pretty good start from both climbers, but Zakharov suddenly opened up a tiny bit of a lead, and he's just about hanging on to it, but it's going to be tight, and he takes it in a 1/10 of a second. Vladimir Zakharov progresses 7.81. He's safely through. So an all-Russian race next. Maxim Rizov of Russia against Sergei Ekimov of Russia. About a second between these two in the qualifying round. It's Rizov on the left, Ekimov on the right, and Rizov, who was the quicker of the two in the qualifiers, looks like he's going to be the quicker of the two by some distance in this round, and he is. Goes through with a 7.54. See it again. Pretty clean run. Very tall climber for this age group. Again, almost over-jumped the buzzer. Paolo Rivadeneyra saw his brother in action yesterday. Takes on Thibaut Deloge of France. It was Rivadeneyra who had the quickest time in the qualifying, 8.17 to Deloge's 8.41. Rivadeneyra got a quick start but didn't hang on to his lead for long. He's really having to work for this one. Got that nice bounding style and it's worked. 8.22 is enough to see him through. Progresses to the round of 8. The Ecuadorian. Saw his brother win a bronze medal last night in the category older than this, the Youth A. Italy once again being made to wait. She was the first time around when there was a small issue with the timing system. Sofia Pomikalova, their opponent. This for a place in the semi-finals. The final four. Italy on the left, Russia on the right. Kalanka came through the 10.28 in a slightly messy run. Pomikalova came through the 10.65. You can see Pomikalova, a smaller climber, struggling to reach those lower holds, and she's sacrificed an advantage to Kalanka that she is not going to make back, and Kalanka goes through with a 9.57. She's into the semi-finals, looking strong. I mentioned it earlier, the only climber under 9 seconds in the women's qualifying round earlier on, going really well in the main event, the final. Chiara Pelican-Hart take on Beatrice Colli. Italy looking to get their second climber into the final four, which would guarantee them a medal. Beatrice Colli looked as if she never quite got out the blocks properly, and she's fallen. I don't think she's even pulled back onto the wall. Chiara Pelican-Hart will cruise this one in 9.56. Almost identical time to the winning time in the last race. Let's have another look. Yeah, I was about to say Beatrice Colli didn't look like she got out the blocks cleanly. Not only that, but she then fell almost immediately. Chiara Pelican-Hart will have the chance to contest for a medal later on. Here's Emma Hunt, 9.29 in her last race. She takes on Ali Jacquet of France, who came through at 10.98. Quick start from Emma Hunt, opened up a bit of a lead and having to work hard to hang on to it, but doing so at this stage. Just needs to keep it clean from here on out to guarantee the US a medal. She does it. She's through 9.54. All the time so far in the 3 races we've had so far in this women's round of 8, very close together. 9.57, 9.56, and now 9.54 from Emma Hunt. USA guaranteed a medal now. They've got 2 climbers into the final 4. Ukraine against South Korea now. Jimin Jeong of South Korea taking on Sofia Gladka of the Ukraine. This to join Anna Kalanka, Chiara Pelican-Hart and Emma Hunt in the final 4. Looked like Jimin Jeong just flinched before she set off, perhaps something distracting her. Either way, it doesn't seem to be bothering her climbing wise. She's going well, but so's her opponent. But Jeong takes it in 9.46. She's into the final 4. It was a close one, that 400th of a second in it. So our final 4 decided on the women's side. Time to decide our final 4 on the men's. Really getting to the business end of this. If you're just tuning in, this is Youth B Speed Climbing live from Moscow. This is the youngest category of climbers here in Moscow. This is climbers born in 2003 and 2004. This is Evgeny Kuzin, bronze medalist from Innsbruck in 2017, taking on Andrea Zappini. Zappini got a really, really fast start. If Kuzin wants to turn his bronze medal into a gold, he's really going to have to work for it, and I don't think he's going to manage it. He's not. Zappini takes it in 7.42. He's through. Very, very quick time again. Kuzin, you can see where he's lost his time there. He was placing that right foot. Damage was done. They weren't that far apart in the end, 1300ths of a second. There's Ensberger of the US, who clocked an 8.63. 600ths of a second faster in the previous round was his opponent, Isa Kunushbayev of Kyrgyzstan. Kunushbayev on the left, Ensberger on the left. Both climbers explode into the start, but it's a big stumble from the Kyrgyzstani on the right. And I think Ellis Ensberger should take this one pretty easily. He will do 8.35 in USA, having a brilliant afternoon here in Moscow. They've got 3 climbers through to the final 8. No more American climbers to go today, so that will be their lot. That's a pretty good haul. Haram John taking on Vladimir Zakharov of Russia. Third of 4 races on the men's side of things at round of 8. Haram John on the left, there you can see him. Vladimir Zakharov on the right. John starting absolutely face onto the wall. Whatever he's done, it's working a treat. He's flying, and despite that stumble, he's going to clock an 8.20. He's safely through to the round of 4 semi-finals. So one more semi-final place to be decided. Maxim Rizov of Russia, closest to the camera there, and then Paulo Rivadeneira of Ecuador. His opponent, one of them is going to progress, and one of them is going to find their evening ending somewhere in the next 30 seconds. Rizov on the left, Rivadeneira on the right. Both climbers got a good start, but Rizov definitely quicker through the lower section. Rivadeneira's got work to do if he wants to catch him. And it was tight, but it was Rizov who took it. 7.84 sees him through. Rivadeneira is not going to add to the family medal tally today.
Итак, дамы и господа, мы готовимся к представлению спортсменов.
So our final 4 decided. The athletes will be presented once again to those watching on. As we do in the Senior World Cups, we'll get the semi-finalists for the men and the semi-finalists for the women presented once again to the crowd. Turnout here in Moscow. The crowd always inevitably reasonably big because we've got so many athletes, so many support staff, family and friends, but plenty of locals coming down to watch as well. Seen Alexei Rubtsov and Dmitry Sharafutinov over the past couple of days, so a few celebrity climbers watching on as well. We're about to have our top four reintroduced. Have a look at our speed wall here in Moscow as you walk into the arena. That's at the back left. Feels slightly tucked away, but it's got a really big viewing platform right in front of it, so when you're actually at the speed wall it looks pretty impressive, but when you first walk into the arena it looks as if it's somewhat hidden away, but it isn't. You can see there some of the people from the tribune watching on. Russia, of course, really the home of speed climbing. So many strong speed climbers in this country. They won 11 speed climbing medals in Innsbruck in 2017 Youth World Championships. They'll struggle to beat that tally this time around. But you never know.
Please welcome Anna Kalanko representing Italy.
So,
Representing USA.
choreography, not really quite what it might be there. Anna Kalanka and Chiara Perkin-Hart coming out at the same time. They're now joined by Emma Hunt. And Kim In-jong of Korea will be, there she is, fourth female semi-finalist. All came through with very, very similar times. Kalanka came through with a 9.57. Perkin-Hart came through with 9.56. 9.54 for Hunt. 9.46, the fastest, but not by much, Jeong. Over on the men's side, Andrea Zappini, 7.42, enough for him. Ellis Ernstberger, 8.35 for him. Haram Jeon of Korea, 8.20. Maxim Rizov of Russia, 7.84 his time. Previous race. So there are your 8 semi-finalists. They'll now race to figure out who's going into the small final, who's going into the big final. And then the medals get decided. The climbers disappear backstage with the women out first. The first race we're going to see in the semi-finals, Anna Kalanka of Italy against Chiara Perkin-Hart of the US. 100th of a second difference between them in their last races. Perkin-Hart 10.15 in the qualifying round. She then clocked a 9.94 in the round of 16 and then a 9.56 in the round of 8. Kalanka, the only woman in the 9 seconds of the qualifying 8.96, followed that up with a 10.28 and a slightly messy run, and then a 9.57. Wondering if our director had spotted a famous climber there in the audience. There's no one I saw. So here they come, semi-final time. Anna Kalanka of Italy, Chiara Perkin-Hart of the USA. This is for a place in the big final. The runner-up will go into the small final and compete for the bronze medal. And both got a good start, but Perkin-Hart definitely slightly quicker through the lower section. However, I think Kalanka's not only caught her, but passed her. She has, and she takes it in 8.67. Incredibly quick time for this age group. And she's into the big final. Let's have another look at it. 8.67 to 9.36. Chiara Pelican-Hart goes into the small final.
USA, Anna Hunt,
She's going to be joined in the small final by either her compatriot Emma Hunt or Jimin Jong of South Korea. They race now, aiming for a place in the big final, guaranteed at worst a place in the small final. The climbers being called back for something. Somebody told to be quiet in no uncertain terms. Emma Hunt's on the left, Jimin Jong on the right. Emma Hunt got a quick start, but both climbers went really well in the previous round, and one of them is going to need to be clean and quick here if they want to take the win, and it's going to be Jimin Jong, and she takes it in 9.25, 10.96 for Emma Hunt. So it's going to be an all-American small final.
please welcome left, representing Italy, Rapini.
It's going to be an Italian, South Korean big final. So straight on to the men's semi-final without further ado. Andrea Zappini, Ellis Ernstberger of the US. Zappini, 7.42 last time, 8.35 last time from Ernstberger. And it's Zappini who's gone off fastest here. Not the quickest middle section for him though, but he recovers it to take it in 7.69. Not his quickest time of the day, but enough to see him through. America is going to have 3 representatives across the 2 small semi-finals. And Italy is going to have 2 representatives in the big finals. Increasingly a speed climbing nation, Italy. Haram Jion of Korea now, closest to the camera, taking on Maxim Rizov of Russia. Quick start from Rizov on the right, but he almost instantly stumbles, and then Jion stumbles himself and only just managed to pull back on. Then another stumble from Rizov, and Jion takes it in 8.77. Not the cleanest run by either of them, but job done. Haram Jion safely through. He's into the big final. He's guaranteed at least a silver medal, absolute minimum. Maxim Rizov will have to settle for the small final. Pretty messy run from both climbers, it has to be said. But at this stage of speed climb, it's not about your time like it is in the qualifying round. It's just about beating the person next to you. It's direct competition. So women's small final coming up first. It's going to be Chiara Pelican-Hart against her compatriot Emma Hunt. USA is going to get a bronze medal in women's youth B speed climbing. The question is which of these 2 climbers is going to get it. That's nice to see. Quick hug between the 2 of them before they go out onto the stage. Pelican-Hart on the left, Emma Hunt on the right. Chiara Pelican-Hart, it's the second time she's had 1 or 2 choreography issues. Doesn't matter as long as you climb fast, so. Looked to me like Emma Hunt got the better of the start. but the lead's already changed hand a couple of times in the first couple of metres, and now it's Chiara Pelican-Hart, who seems to be running away with it but falls herself, and Emma Hunt will take it in 10.9 flat. She takes the bronze medal. Like the race we just saw, a messy affair. What matters is the result, and that is that Emma Hunt is the bronze medalist. She takes it in 10.90. That's Ensberger looking to make it 2 US bronze medals from this evening's action. Takes on Maxim Rizov of Russia. I was told to be at their marked.
Ready?
Both climbers away cleanly, no false starts at all this evening, but it's Rizov who's got the better start and quicker through the middle section, but then slips and Ensberger takes it in 8.15. 2 bronze medals for the USA in Youth B speed climbing here in Moscow. 8.15, good enough to get the job done. Nice work from Alice Ensberger. Closing in on the 8-second mark. So now we decide the gold and silver medals. It'll be the women's big final first, followed by the men's. It's interesting to see if we can figure out what's being discussed. Doesn't look too serious. Perhaps choreography. We've had one or two somewhat comical moments this evening where choreography's not been quite perfect.
Please welcome, left representing Italy, Anna Calanca.
Anna Calanca representing Italy. 8.96, 10.28, 9.579, 9.57, excuse me, 8.67 her times qualifiers, followed by the 3 races she's raced in this evening. Her opponent, Jimin Jong, it's 9.75 in the qualifiers then, 10.36, 9.46, 9.25. So she's not dipped under the 9-second barrier, as Anna Calanca has twice today. Calanca the favourite here, but we've seen some big mistakes from climbers today. Are we going to see another one from Anna Calanca? So far she's going well. She has a small lead and stumbles just near the top and loses it right at the top, and it's John who takes it. First place for her in 8.90. Calanca ends up clocking 12.25. She looked as if she had that one in the bag. She had about a half a body length lead. And then not a fall, but a huge stumble. That's what it means to the Korean team. Calanca should be disappointed. Standout climber from qualifying. The only climber to go under 9 seconds in this final, and she clocked at 8.67 against Chiara Pelican-Hart. She misses out in the final. Graham Alderson, our technical delegate, shaking hands and kissing babies down the front. And that's what it means. So 1 race left this evening. So Andrea Zappini of Italy is about to take on Haram Jeon of South Korea. Can South Korea make it 2 gold medals? They're going to end up with at least a gold and a silver, but it could be 2 golds. What a day they've had. Zappini quick out of the blocks, but so is his opponent. This one is going to be very tight. If neither of them makes a mistake, I think it's John that's going to take it. And he does in 6.80. Very, very quick time. The South Koreans can't believe it. Now, I have to say, slightly concerned here because the clock didn't go green like it normally does. And I do wonder if there has been technical incident. It would appear perhaps not. The clock certainly didn't react the way we'd expect it to, and there is Graham Alderson, who I think might be thinking the same thing as me. If the clock doesn't lie, that's a blisteringly quick time of 6.80. Well, it would appear that there's no problem at all. Here we have what we call the flower ceremony, basically a scaled down version of the podium. Emma Hunt in third place, Anna Kalanka in second, and Jimin Jeong of Korea taking the gold medal. 6.95, excuse me. The timing system definitely not seemingly functioning at 100%, but 6.95 the winning time there in the men's big final. Haram Jeong.
The bronze medal winner is Bouldering USA.
That's Ernstberger of the USA. Third place for him. Second place, Andrea Zappini. First place. Despite the clock not looking quite right, he gave us our winner, Haram Jeon of South Korea. Well, what an amazing evening for South Korea. 2 gold medals for them in the Youth B speed climbing. We've got an hour or so free, and then we'll be back with the junior bouldering semi-final at 6:45 local time. See you then.